Hello everybody, this is Alana from the Brantford Public Library. I'm here to share some reading recommendations and reviews from library staff and customers. Today we have one staff recommendation from Chris and two from library customers. This week, Chris has chosen to recommend the book More Than Love.
In November of 1981, 11-year-old Natasha begged her mother not to take a boat trip to Catalina Island, which ultimately resulted in the tragic loss of her life. This mom was Natalie Wood, and this biography, entitled More Than Love, an intimate portrait of my mother Natalie Wood, was written by her daughter, Natasha Gregson Wagner. The book was released in conjunction with an HBO documentary. More Than Love is a memoir of loss and grief and the never-before-told experiences, according to Natalie's daughter, Natasha. Little thought was given to the little girl that lost the most important person in her life, and this moment would continue to profoundly impact the way her life would develop. To many people, Natasha was a child of privilege, having a household staff, any material items she wanted, having Ruth Gordon as a godmother, and famous friends lounging by the pool or attending the many parties thrown by the Wagners. The tragic drowning of Natalie turned her husband Robert Wagner into a person of interest. But despite rumors and scandalous media accusations, spurred on by Natalie's sister Lana, he was never charged. Natasha reiterates how Wagner would never have hurt her mother and about the tremendous loving bond between her mother and stepfather. As Natalie was alone on the deck of the boat that fateful night, no one else will be able to tell the true circumstances of her sad demise. It is interesting to note that her case has been reopened twice in recent years, and still the cause of death has only changed in its wording. The magic of her acting talent continues to entertain audiences 40 years later. The book makes the reader stop and think about the loss of an actress whose career and life ended too soon, and the family that continues to live and struggle amongst the mystery and conspiracy lies. This is their truth. More Than Love is a beautifully emotionally told story of Natasha's struggles through childhood and her teenage years, marriages, her life as a quiet but not famous actress, and her most important role as mother to her own daughter Clovis. You can find More Than Love in print and ebook formats at the Brantford Public Library. Enjoy.
Thank you, Chris. Our two customer reviews today come from Lindsay and Megan. Lindsay recommends the book Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wein. She says, "This is a great World War II book, told from the female perspective. Codename Verity follows the story of two young best friends, Maddie and Queenie, who work for the British intelligence. The first half of the book is told from Queenie's perspective, and then finishes from Maddie's. The girls tell their side of the experience of their British spy plane crashing in France, which was occupied by the Nazis at the time. One of them gets arrested for questioning, and the other does everything in her power to save her until one fateful night. Great for anyone who loves history, spy, espionage, and suspense." Thank you, Lindsay. It definitely sounds like an interesting story, and from what I can tell, just from my research about this book, that there is a big focus on Maddie and Queenie's friendship, their courage, and their loyalty during a very difficult time. This book is available for checkout at the library. The link is provided where you can put it on hold. And if you're interested in the topic of women in World War II who were spies or involved in espionage, I've provided the links to a few good nonfiction books to check out. They're all very interesting true stories from that era. So our next recommendation comes from Megan, who's reviewed the book The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. She says, "Twin African-American sisters leave their very small town at the age of 16 and they vow never to come back. 10 years later, one sister returns with her daughter. She hasn't seen her twin in almost 10 years, since her sister decided to live her life as a white woman. The book is told from the different viewpoints of the twins and their daughters and spans nearly 30 years. Thank you, Megan. Staff member and library technician Leanna also really enjoyed this book. Here's what she had to say about it. She says, The Vanishing Half reads like 5 separate novels woven seamlessly to create a masterpiece. I am in serious awe of this story and its complicated characters. I loved each and every one of them and enjoyed following them on this journey. A powerful and timely family saga about the impact of our choices that deserves to be read. This book sounds really good and I can't wait to read it myself. So a little bit about me. In university, I studied a bit of African American history as well as the history of Black people within Canada. So stories like this really fascinate me. The idea of passing for white, which happened a lot actually, especially in certain parts of America and in Canada as well. The reason why it fascinates me is because there's so much social, mental, and emotional factors at play. So those who were quote unquote passable sometimes live their whole lives never revealing who they really are. Sometimes their own husbands, wives, kids would not know. So it definitely makes for an interesting storyline. While I was researching for this book, I found out that it will be adapted into an HBO limited series. So it's definitely something I want to read and watch. And if you're interested as well, please put it on hold today. The link is provided. If there's a book you've read that you've enjoyed and you think I'll enjoy it or other customers will enjoy it, please let me know about it. Send me an email. It doesn't have to be too detailed. Just tell me in a few sentences why you enjoyed it and why you think others will enjoy it as well, and I can discuss it on these videos. Thank you.